I want to talk about colorizing using solid color fill layers. Some people colorize this way. It's not my favorite way to do it, but it works. Um, the first thing you should do, as usual, is you don't really need to duplicate your background because this is a non-destructive way of colorizing this photo. But you do need to go ahead and make sure that your background is desaturated so there's no color, because again, if there's color, it will interfere with whatever color you lay on top. It will interact with it and change your colors in ways you may not want it to. So probably the first thing you should do is make a selection, and you can do this in so many different ways. You can use the polygonal lasso tool, set it to this second setting, which is adding selections. Choose what it is you want to select, and I'm just going to select his little suit here, his little bath towel, and then I'm going to select, and I'm just clicking everywhere that I want to set a point. Select this portion of his towel. Oops. When you get that little circle that closes it, you may not be able to see that in this video, but there is a little circle shows up, and that shows that you're back to the beginning point. So now I have his little towel selected. Down here at the bottom, the fourth icon over, which is create new fill or adjustment layer, you can click on that and choose solid color, and say I want his towel to be blue, so I'm going to pick a pretty blue. Now there's different ways you can handle it after this. You can either turn the opacity down so that the original shows through a little bit. Not the best choice though. It does work, but it's not the best choice. The best choice would be to change the blending mode here to soft light. And now that lets that blend with the background. Then you can adjust the opacity if you want to and change the color a little bit. You can also double click on this color box and choose another color. You can change it there. And also, if you made a mistake, you can click on this black and white box, which is the mask. And I don't really see too much of a mistake here, but maybe right here I missed a little bit if I zoom way in. Now I'm on the layer mask itself. Choose a white color because white will allow things to show through. Get a little smaller brush, and I have it set to 0 hardness. And I'm going to bring in the edge of that towel where my selection was too harsh and I missed some area. I can bring that in. Let's see, here's a little spot here. Now here I need to take it away because it's covered up this white area, so I will switch to black and take away the blue. Take it away by coloring it with black. Black hides, white reveals. I'm just going to soften that edge a little bit. Now, in order to do a new one, I need to go back to the background again because you cannot make a selection on any other layer. You have to be on the background. Now there's other ways of making selections. There is the magnetic lasso tool. So and I have that with this second set of boxes which is add to the selection. Now the magnetic tool, you click once and you just kind of closely follow the line that you're wanting to select. You don't click anymore. It will try to follow the line that you are close to. And it does this based on, I believe, darks and lights or color changes. It tries to follow what you're wanting. Now I want to select the other eye. I'm going to do the same thing there. And because I have that second set of boxes chosen, it's adding to my selection. Otherwise, I would lose the first one and it would start over. Okay, now that's chosen. Now I can see that there's a little bump right there where it tried to follow the wrong line, and you can fix that later in the mask. So once again, the fourth icon over, create new solid color fill layer, and let's give him some green eyes. And again, I will change that to soft light. And then if I need to, I can turn the opacity down. And here's this mistake right here. So I'm going to click on this black and white box. I don't want to do it on the color box. I want to go to the black and white box. White is the color I need to reveal. So I need to reveal some green right here along the edge where it didn't quite capture what was supposed to be colorized. And it is a soft brush, 0% hardness. This one's not too bad. I'm going to switch to black and take away a little bit here, and I'm going to get a smaller brush. Here it went down on his actual skin, so I'm going to erase along that edge. Not erase, I'm going to mask it out. I should use the proper words. Masking that out with black. Okay, there's his eyes. Now we'll go to the background again. And let's see another way of choosing. How about quick selection? I'm going to try to choose his skin here with the quick selection tool. Okay, and now, oh, and I had that set to the second one, which was plus. So every time you click and drag, it adds to the selection. Now I'm going to subtract from it because I don't want this white part of his towel. And it picked up the white part of his towel over here as well. Erase that, and there's a little bit here. Okay, I think that selection looks pretty good. So we'll add a new solid color fill layer, and I'm going to try to find a flesh color here, maybe there, and I'm going to change this to soft light. Now obviously I didn't cut the eyes out, so it went over the eyes, so I need to erase or mask that out. So I'm going to click on the mask, get my brush, black, using black, a little bit bigger brush, and I'm going to mask this out where his eyes are not flesh colored anymore. I don't want them to be flesh colored. Okay. Go to the background again, and let's see if there's any other. Magic wand may not work too well on this one. Let's zoom in here. I'm going to try to select his lips and see what happens. Yeah, that's kind of sloppy. Undo that, and let's turn the tolerance up. Let's try 75 maybe. Go back to the background layer. Yeah, it's just not really working too well, this magic wand tool. Not going to use that. Um, One other way of making selections is what is called quick mask. Edit in quick mask mode. So everything that's red is not selected. If I color, which is weird, it's actually black, but it shows up as red. I don't know why. If you switch this to white and I color the lips in with the white, it just removes the red. The red is what is not selected. The white is what is selected, so, or the clear. So I'm trying to select his mouth. I got a little bit over, so I switch to black and color that back in. And then I turn the quick mask mode off just by clicking on it again, and now my lips are selected. Okay. New solid color fill layer, and let's pick a pretty pink here and turn this to soft light and turn the opacity down, and there you go. I see I've got some, let me zoom in here, I've gotten over on the towel right here. So I can go back, this was the skin color, I can go back to that mask and again click on the mask, not the color box, and get the black, because black hides things, masks things off, and just go over that edge where the selection was rough. Just kind of smooth that out a little bit. So now I haven't added any shading to his face or any rosiness to his cheeks. It can be done with this solid color fill layer, but you probably need to do it a little bit different than the way we've been doing it. In this case, I'm not going to make any selections first, and I'm going to go to the very top of the layer stack because I want my shading and my rosy cheeks to be on top. So I'm going to click on the very top layer, add a solid color fill, and I'm going to choose something. This is like a flesh color, so I'm going to go down and to the right and try to find a warm brown color for shading. Click OK. Click on the layer mask. Click on the box for the layer mask, not the color box. Take your paint bucket tool and just fill the entire thing with black, and that hides all that brown. Now you can take a brush, switch over to white, get a large soft brush, and start applying, whoops, let's change it to soft light. Start applying some shading. All you're doing is revealing that brown color, which may not be the best color. You're just revealing that and bringing in some shadows. You're just accentuating what's already there. And that, if that is too much, you can turn the opacity down. If you don't like the color, you can double click the box itself, the color box, and you can change the color. If you don't like what you added, you can switch over to black and mask it back out. Switch back to white, bring it back. So that is some shading. And now I'm going to add a new solid color fill layer, and this time I'm going to choose kind of a rosy pink. Once again, I will switch over to the mask, and it's important you switch to the mask first. Fill it with black. Oops. Fill it with black. Now get your brush and your white, and bring on, let's switch it to soft light, and start bringing in some roses for his cheeks. I can turn the opacity down. If you don't like the color, double click the color box and you can change the color. So there you go. That is how you can colorize using solid color fill layers. It's not my favorite way to do it. It does work. I prefer to hand color with no selections and no masks. I prefer to just color it directly. But this works. This is just one of many ways to colorize a photo, and I'm going to be making some videos to show you some other ways to do it as well. So far I've always just focused on the way I like, but I want people to have options if they would prefer to color this way. It's certainly an acceptable way, and a lot of people do it this way. I just don't personally like it. But anyway, if you have any questions or if any of this is confusing you, make sure you let me know, and I will get back with you with his answers as soon as possible. Thank you.